Gosh, I hope the audio is good this time. Last time I tried this like dual audio setup with the desktop audio and the mic, the download was just like you couldn't even hear me. So hopefully someone joins the stream and lets me know if my audio is horrible. Hopefully it isn't. It might be. Okay. So where was I? I was refactoring things. Doo-doo-doo. Do these links even work? I need to update my profile stuff at some point. All right. Where was I? Hey K Fisher, how's it going? Yeah, I'm working on the lerping stuff. No, how's the audio? Can you like hear my voice, or is it like super quiet? That's my biggest worry. Hopefully, it isn't. All right, cool. And you can hear the music from the desktop also, and that's not too loud. I can make that softer if it's too loud. Sweet. Now I just have to hope that the recording I download from Twitch actually is a decent recording, and it's not like the part 2 recording, which was like super quiet. I think OBS is supposed to like save this stuff locally, maybe, but we'll see. If it doesn't work this time, then I'm done with this like multi-output source setup that I have. All right, so yeah, I was fixing all my lerping stuff. All right. So let's see. I need to fix warp. So moving does a lerp now, which is good. So I can go to a specific location. And it computes the distance based on that. So that all works well. Warping I need to fix. Preparing warp I need to fix. Will move is done. It's using the smooth stop. What am I doing with orbit? So orbit just looks at the destination and then sets the speed. This value, I have this like orbiting angle that mutates, and I can technically derive the location of the probe eventually, but last time I tried it, it didn't go well. I need to change destination member variable to destination ID. So I have destination at, which is fine. Got that defined twice. Okay. Do I want to refactor this now? I don't know. All right, let me see how the game plays so far. I gotta fix all the probe stuff too. Okay. So modules, FTL's created. Comms, ping Earth, mission control, FTL's online, please advise. Recommendation is a shakedown cruise to Alpha Centauri. Take 8 years to make a round trip. I'll be here when you get back. Good luck. All right, then you go to the FTL. Click warp. And the cool thing with the warp is that it first like deactivates all the probes because you're leaving the solar system, so you no longer have control over them. Move to Alpha Centauri. This warp is still doing a lerp. It's not doing the smooth stop. And Alpha Centauri, I actually got sort of a binary star setup. So if you go to the right far enough, that's the second star, and you can actually like make it to that specific location too. All right, and then you're supposed to warp back. I need to fix that weird lerp that occurred there. I see chat. Well, I just want to check where I'm at mentally before I get started. And then once you warp back, it reactivates all the probes. And one thing I fixed was when you start mining at a specific location, your harvesters actually start mining around you instead of like at random asteroid belts. So you get a little bit of activity within the scene. And then, but yeah, here's all the probes coming in, doing their stuff. So far so good. I just need to fix the rest of my lerping stuff. Listen, man, I'm not done with math yet. Ellipses are hard. Ellipses are hard, and then collision on ellipses is a pain in the ass. Elliptical collision is not an easy problem to solve. I went down that route and I'm like, I'm just gonna do axis aligned bounding box. Screw this. Okay, so there's my prepare warping. Okay, so yeah, the fade out queue, that's fine. That can be a lerp. I'm not doing anything fancier. Yeah, elliptical collision, don't. You would think it's easy, right? It's like, okay, circle collision. That's just like you take the center radius and then, square it and get the distance and you have it, your collision. How hard can elliptical collision be? Nope. So my answer is always axis aligned bounding box for everything. It's always rant time, I guess. It's always funny watching devs with their like collision sprites and their meshes, and they're trying to do pixel perfect, and it's like they click around like the shape to be like, okay, here's my collision mesh, and it's like, I get it, but you want to be forgiving to the player, so sometimes having that perfect edge collision, it's just you spend all that time doing it, and then when you play the game, it's like, okay, this feels you get that comment of, oh, that's unfair, he didn't hit me. No, the collision's 100% accurate. It's XCOM all over again, except for collision. So I'm just like, bounding box, tinier box, within the center of the player, that's when you get hit. Yeah, one might think that I thought that, but the hitch is a straight line between two ellipses. Center isn't always the first collision. Yeah, it'll be a disaster. And then the thing is, like, if the ellipse itself is also rotated, game over. Just use a rectangle for collision. Use a rectangle. That's it. Nothing fancy. Always a rectangle. Rectangles are simple. Okay, tick will warp. That's will warp move. Will warp move as opposed to will move. Okay, so I need something that kind of looks like this, except this will be warp moving, and this will be will warp move source. Replace those values. Yeah, the orbiting ID, all that looks good. And I can probably generalize this actual like function itself, because I've repeated it a couple of times. But let's see how that ends up working. So let's move to Earth. That looked great. So FTL warp. Deactivate all the harvesters. It's cool, but I don't know if people will want to like wait through all the deactivation shenanigans. I don't know if it's going to get old after a while. All right, but it looked like that worked. And then, yeah, prepare warping. Prepare warping needs to, so that's where they move to the star, right? Yeah. So that's going to look something like this. This is going to be my completion. And then the target yeah, I'm just setting the target ID. Okay, so that should be fine. I think that looks good. Maybe, possibly. So warp canceled, reactivating harvesters. So it's flipping through all the harvesters and reactivating them. 30 harvesters doesn't take long, but questionable if I want to continue doing that. Yeah, I think it might get old. Let me show you what it looks like in full screen. The issue is that I want to communicate that when you leave the system, the harvesters that are controlled by you don't come with you, so they're deactivated, right? So I'll go to move. Yeah, I'm already at Soul Warp FTL. So see, this is the like the harvester deactivation. But I'm trying to think of a better way to communicate that. During the deactivation of the harvesters, I can also zoom out a bit more. I don't know if that would be better. And I want to fix this, right? It takes forever to get to that central point. And then it goes through the reactivation, and it's like, oh. So that takes time. It might the jarring camera is kind of annoying too, so I can totally get that motion sickness aspect of it. So let me go to the deactivating harvesters. So the target scale is set to 75. So like, what if I did 25 instead of 75? So let's see what that looks like. People don't read. People don't read. Of course, I'm doing messages. I actually have a message that says like deactivating harvesters. So that was at a wider camera scale. So let me warp back. So this is at 0.75 camera scale. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is, I'm at my mineral count, or almost at my RAM. So if I go to modules, constructions, and build a harvester, it says harvester built, and then it says not enough RAM, upgrade RAM using engineering module. But if you keep clicking it, the error message will get more trolly over time. So I can start, doing things like, look, you must construct additional pylons, or some ridiculous thing like that. All right, so yeah, so and I have a message right here, right? Deactivating harvester before initiating warp. And then it goes through the warp process. I can make it super motion sickness by doing 1.5. We can see how ridiculous this looks. So modules, FTL, warp. Whoa! See, that might actually. I don't know if that's. It's kind of cool, but it kind of isn't. I don't know. I can also have it to where, like, all the harvesters move back to the home planet, and then they all get deactivated in that specific area. But I'll have to think about it. No one reads the messages. Nobody reads. Nobody reads. Especially if it's a tutorial. No one will read it. There's still something weird with the actual... Okay. The Dahi graveyard orbit for the harvesters. Yeah, like, I have to think about it. I'm not sure exactly what I should do there. Yeah, it would be interesting. And we can try that out. We'll try that next. Okay, so I just want to make sure this looks correct. So I go to modules, FTL. I click warp. It does the deactivation. And then it moves to soul. There's the movement to the soul, and then there's that. Now the problem is if I'm already at soul and I do the warp, I think it just jumps directly to the center as opposed to moving to the center. And I want to fix that. Yeah, I could just do like a kind of like this click effect that I have, but just do like, a kind of a shockwave kind of thing. Okay, now if I engage the FTL here, we're not going to see the probe move to the center. It'll just appear in the center. And I want to fix that first. And see, like, yeah, see, it just goes to the center. Probe. So preparing warp. So that's where it gets the star ID. And then it does the warp destination. So where else do I do select warp destination? So I think the only place... Okay. No, so that's the preparing warp. Select destination. Select warp destination. So yeah, you have to... It goes to the preparing. I don't know why that doesn't look right. So deactivating harvesters. So let's just go straight to preparing warp. Let's not worry about deactivating the harvesters right now. I just want to see if this, and then same thing with reactivating. So where does reactivating... So let's just see what it looks like without the... Did I not save the file? Yes, I did. Oh, I canceled the warp. Damn it. Okay. So modules, FTL, warp. Yeah. I think... So if I'm... I gotta figure out what the hell's going on there. So if I'm on Mars, and then I do the warp from here, you see it move to the center and then zoom out. But if I'm already at the sun, at Sol, and I do the warp, it just... You don't see the movement. Because it should be going into this function here. Let's cancel the vote. All right. FTL warp. So it went to will move, FTL will warp, preparing warp, and then straight to orbiting. And then select warp destination versus... Versus if I move here, oh, I put the puts in the wrong place. Tick warp moving. Will warp. Okay, I think this is the issue. I don't want to get... Where's my star.id? So there's my star ID. My source should be the probe. And then this will be source, target. I think that's where the issue is. So let's see if that fixed that. So modules, FTL, warp. Yeah, so there's the movement that I was wanting. Cool. So that fixed that. Okay, so that fixed that. So we can try the. Let's try the swarm back to the target planet first. Let's see how that ends up feeling. Maybe. And the little voice in the back of my head's like, you're supposed to be refactoring your lerping, and now you're trying this new effect because it's more fun. And I'm like, yeah, obviously. I refactored some of it. It's fine. I don't have to refactor everything all the time. Swarm motion, all harvesters coming back to the home planet. Alright, so how would I end up doing that? Do I still have my recall function? I do. No, I don't. I had a recall function at one point. So, yeah, let's create a recall function. And in the recall function, I want to just set the action to recall. And then will recall. Recall? Will recall? Will recall. Sure. And then if the recall occurs, I want to set the destination to be Earth. See, this is why I want to rename this to destination ID. I want to set the destination to Earth, and do I have it deactivated? I do have it deactivated. Let's call it recall instead of will recall. And we set the destination to Earth. And this will be like will move. This is my shitty LORP code. Just kidding, I need moving. And then after the destination's reached, I want to deactivate. One time boring versus a little annoyance is, WTF cognitive load. Every time you handle the unrefactored code, the tipping point is different for everyone. My own tolerance for unrefactored code is very low. For me, right now, I'm not 100% sure if this is something that I'll release commercially yet. So it still feels like prototyping from that facet of it. And so the closer I get to a commercial release, the more that tipping point, becomes more sensitive. And the thing is that sometimes the refactor I end up doing ends up not being air quotes correct, for lack of a better term. It's like, oh, I'm going to extract this into a function, and then I do it, and then I try to reuse it somewhere else. Like, wait, now I can't reuse this function. So seeing the repetition a number of times helps with that refactoring facet. And then I just incrementally refactor, right? Because I think I have because here, so distance here, or duration. So for moving, and for moving, the duration is based on like 1 AU, which happens to be 2,160 pixels. But the duration for will move is a flat 60 ticks. So if I end up extracting this, it's like, oh, okay, I've duplicated this twice. I do the extraction, and then I'm like, oh, I'm going to use it here, and then I didn't end up using it there. Because you're going to the center of the planet, and I wanted that to be a fixed time. So I don't know where that churn is, and the number of repetitions, it's kind of a gut check. Okay, so we're going to get into the swarm aspect of it, right? So deactivating harvesters before warp. So instead of doing what I'm doing here, I'll do a recall. That's what I called it, right? All right, let's see what happens. This is totally going to work. Where am I? They're already at Earth. I mean, they're all waiting because I need to create modules. Okay. Engineering, upgrade RAM. They're already all chilling around the supply depots. Okay. Now, let's do modules, FTL warp. Recall, deactivated, recall, deactivated, recall, deactivated. Oh, that's great. Look at that. They're doing dubstep or something. Okay, so then let's go to our game. Recall, deactivated, recall, deactivated, recall, deactivated. All right, so let's set this to 0.25. And I'll do... Let's go to my REPL. $game.firstprobe. Where's my... I have a thing to... Yeah, current solar system, decrement minerals by. So let's get rid of all my minerals. Okay, so we're down to one mineral, and for each one of the harvesters, we'll set them to orbiting. All right, so there they go. And game.firstprobe Action equals orbiting. And then I have a function in here for current minerals. Yeah, I've got current minerals. So game.first probe.current minerals. All right. So off they go. Modules, FTL, warp. Yeah, so that's freaking weird. Where's my probe? So that's the tick recal. We do the destination reached. And then what does deactivate do? We'll just set the action to we'll set the action to deactivated. All right, let's try this again. And then for my probe, for camera center, I will just focus in on the probe. All right, let's try this again. So off they go, one at a time. All right, let's speed that up. Actually, I guess I want the camera center to be Earth, huh? Do I want it to be Earth? I think I want it to be Earth. Current solar system. Celestial bodies, I think that already does what I want. Yes. Okay, so Earth will be the center of attention, and then they should all move there. All right, let's go back to our REPL, reset. They should be harvesting. Yep, there goes the harvests. Let's move the silos to Venus. Current solar system. How am I storing the silos? Yeah, they're associated with the. We'll just go in there real quick. Solar system. Tick mineral silos. Silo dot orbiting ID equals Venus. All right, so they should all be at Venus now. Yep, the silos are at Venus. That was a quick fix. All right, now let's see if the movement happens as I expect it. So they should all be going to Venus. Yep, so they're all over there. And then when I do modules FTL warp, What do you think? I think that might be a little bit better. And then let's set the camera scale to 75. I think I like the swarming idea. And I want to set some of these harvesters destination. Let me expose that. I want to nil out the destination also. Should be destination ID, Amir. You keep calling it destination. You're not going to refactor it because you're stupid. All right. Okay, so everyone's harvesting. No one's at Earth. They're deploying stuff to the Venuses. Modules, FTL, warp. Okay. That was a little better. I don't know. What do you think? If you keep the deactivations, it would probably be nice to have kind of visual. Yeah, I want to make the RAM like a progress bar or something. Same thing with minerals. Something visual that turns like green, red, yellow. But yeah, and then when they reactivate, they're all in that center area. I don't know. You click warp. Yep, they all... I think that's better than all the shifting around. I think that's a good change. I guess we can go back to refactoring now. So we'll deactivate. So now I'll do this. And I don't need the recall function anymore. I can get rid of that. Get rid of that function. And here I'm doing, yep, I don't need to gate on the destination anymore because I'm just freaking changing it. And then we'll deactivate, we set the destination, lerp to that destination. And then once the destination's reached, we do the deactivate for that. And then I'll go back to refactor the lerp for this. Recall, so this needs to go back to being, yeah, deactivate. Okay, so let's see how this looks. They're doing their harvest. No one's at planet Earth. Let's go all the way to Neptune. Woo! That lerp is so nice. And I could probably deactivate faster because, yeah, that just took way too much time. So, yeah. We should all see them kind of like swarm in. Reset again. I want to see the camera transition. And now the deactivation will be like once every frame, which should be pretty quick. Why is it still doing that? Why is it still doing that? It's because so that removes the delay right there. I wonder if it's simply because those pros are very... No, they're not. So what I'm doing is that there's a small delay before a harvester goes from will deactivate to deactivated, and then I consider them. I consider the nearest probe to still be active until they go fully to deactivate, which is why I said, okay, they're considered deactivated if they're either one of these values. And that might fix it. Probably, maybe. Yep, so there we go. Okay, maybe every other frame. That was a little quick. Every 10 frames? Let's see what that does. Let's see what that feels like. Modules, FTL, warp. That's not too shabby. Every 5 frames. That still took a little bit of time. FTL, warp. I like that. Then the camera isn't shifting around. It happens pretty quickly. I think it looks good. Okay, so now let's fix the lerp function for will deactivate. And we want to use the same one. What do y'all think? Hopefully that looks a little bit better. Yep. So this is our new lerp function. We have our orbiting ID. You've got the distance. And then okay, so now that should fix the weird lerping, where they don't go into the center of Earth itself. All right, modules. Let's go back to my REPL. They should all be harvesting stuff. Yep, looks good. Delivering, that looks good. I lost where I am. Oh yeah, there I am. Modules, FTL, warp. And there's our move. Yeah, so I think the lerp looked better. Okay, so reactivate. Same deal there. Harvesters. We'll reactivate. I want to do what here? I just want to set them to orbit. And the reactivation, I was already doing his CMod for that. Cool. All right. FTL, warp. That didn't take a terrible amount of time. Go back. I need to fix the lerp for the I need to fix the lerp somewhere. Oh, when they go into will move. This needs to be moving, needs to be fixed. So then here's another thing with the refactor. Well, you know, I've got, do I create a base class that has will moving because both probes and do moves? I don't know. Maybe. But it's so easy just to copy and paste code. That's so much better though. We'll move. See how easy that was? I don't have to refactor anything. I just take code that's already there and then boop. And then delete a line. So quick. Fisher is dying. He's like, no. What if I forget to? Well, I've got my instant feedback. I know immediately if it's going to work or not. That's what I have to do. I have to introduce a compile step. So I just have to make it painful to restart the game. That's what it is. All right, my center, my camera center. For reactivation needs to be also just the celestial body Earth. And obviously this won't work in other solar systems, so I have to signify like the home planet or something. It doesn't feel like a real engine if I'm not. I agree. I totally agree with this. Wait, there's no compile step? That's not real. That's a toy. FTL, warp. Pew! That's actually a pretty cool effect right there. And then each probe comes back online, and you're ready to rock. I like this. It hurts. I'll watch other games devs stream, kind of just provide whatever tips I can, and then like actually look and try to be cognizant of how they're developing games. It kills me every time they restart. It hurts. It hurts my soul. It hurts my soul so much. So that, I guess another interesting observation is that I'm less sensitive to refactoring, but I'm more sensitive to the feedback loop. Right? I took the time to create this, quick little script because I didn't want to manually do it. But it's so short-lived, right? Now I can scuttle this for the most part. So it's interesting that I gravitated to the feedback loop over refactoring. That's took a little long time. I think it's because my duration. Let's make them a little bit quicker to return. So maximum 120. Instead of 300 seconds. I didn't feel like that was any different. What the deuce? Farthest active probe. And then active harvesters. Yeah, deactivated harvesters. This needs to be that. Cool. Let's try this again. It will definitely go faster this time. Maybe, possibly. There we go. What the deuce? What's going on? Boolean logic. That's what's going on. Boolean algebra. See, now that feels too quick. I think it's fine, though. I think that's good. Maybe I can put the duration back to 300. That's... yeah. Because I had an OR here, so it would go back and forth. And And I don't know if I like this better, right? Sometimes I'm like, oh. Right, is this better? I have nightmares of discrete math now. See, but now it's too fast. Look how fast it goes. It's like you don't even get any time. You don't even get any time to enjoy the deactivations. Let's bump this back up to 15. I'm butthole gazing at this point. Navel gazing is too nice of a term. Yeah, that's better. Cool. And then reactivate after warp. Set that to 15. Success, right? There we go. Maybe I can put the zoom in a little bit more. About 1.0 instead of 0.75. Warp. Maybe keep it 1.5. Because you're not jerking around anymore. That looks good. And when you reactivate, what I would personally recommend is scheduling each probe to begin the deactivation process at a random time in X number of seconds, fire and forget style. Yeah, I think that'll add a bit of randomization. The question is whether I should initiate the warp. How long do I wait before initiating the warp? Because I want all the probes to be deactivated before I initiate warp, right? It's good enough for now. This is way better than like all the shifting that I was doing before. Harvester lerping stuff. I'm just gonna call this stuff. Deactivation of harvesters. Lerping refactor. These are bad commit messages. Disclaimer: do not make commit messages like I just did. If you have any questions about fancy git commit workflows, more than happy to talk about that. But that was a very, very bad commit. What do my crappy commits look like? Yeah, these are what my commit messages look like for my prototype. Don't do this. Maybe don't do that. Now I need to set a home planet. So I've got Earth. Home planet. And I want to do celestial bodies. I wish hash keys on hashes we could have question marks. Can you create a symbol that has a question mark? Maybe? Yeah, of course you can. Wait, can you create a hash? Yeah, I don't think you can create a hash. That I guess you have to use the actual stabby proc syntax for this. And I guess quargs don't work that way too, huh? You can't have a... Yeah, you can't have a keyword argument that ends in a question mark, which is probably a good idea. Yeah. Okay, is home planet, because I can't call it home planet question mark because hashes. So that would be KV. And then if, so K or equals not K. Otherwise, okay, so I've got a concept of a home planet now. So if I go back to my probe, if I go back to my harvester, do I have current solar system defined here? Yep. And then let's go to my game. Reinitialize my solar system. Home planet should be set. And is home planet. Go back to my game. Reinitialize. Go to my REPL. Do that. All right, let's see if they go to Earth. Yep. After it, I just tried it, even though you can have hash symbol keys with question mark. Yeah, I explicitly don't forward anything with question mark or bang. I explicitly do a method missing for that. But constructing a hash with question mark keys, you can't. You have to use the stabby syntax. Yeah, because I think I tried it here. Yeah, I tried. Wait. Yeah, this. I don't think this will work. Oh, it does work. It's just weird syntax highlighting. Does that mean you can have quarks with There's no way this is going to work. No way. Yeah, okay. That, yeah, that fails syntax. But that's cool. I didn't know you could create a hash that has that question mark. Now do I want a method forward for question mark? Don't know. I'll let that percolate. Deactivating all the harvesters. Off we go. And they did go to their home planet. So just to make sure this works, I'll set the home planet to Venus. Reinitialize. Reinitialize. And now, yeah, they go to Venus. And then the camera center. This needs to be... This needs to be the home planet for both of these values. So now it should focus in on Venus. Boom. What you could do is smart method forwarding, especially forward question mark ending methods to the hash key without the question mark. It still feels weird. Because I have a function like home planet, but I want to have is home planet kind of thing. Yeah, it's an interesting idea. I guess I've never created a hash key with the question mark. I guess bang will work also, huh? Yeah, bang works also. That's cool. Ruby is so fancy. Cool. They go to the home planet. So we've got home planet in play now. And I want to move this back to Earth. FTL, warp. They all go to Earth. And then we warp away. And so this is Alpha Centauri, and this is Epsilon Eridani. I think I have a home planet. I think I have planets on both of these. So I want to fix the lerp for the warpings, because this is dumb. Yeah. And it's already broken. That's great. So let's fix that. I should probably commit this. Solar system has home planet. Dumb commit messages. Never do this. Probe.rb. And we'll warp a move. Warp moving. Kelp camera 339 in game. Camera center. What? Why is camera center no? What was a nil for? camera center is nil for reactivate harvesters after warp. Okay, that means that I'm not setting that value. So there's the reactivation. I do set my solar system ID. Oh, this is the old Lerping code. Okay, so this needs to follow the same behavior as tick moving. Copy paste, woo! It's the best. You turn it into a drinking game. No one will make it through the steam at that point. All that looks good. I'm gonna add I'm gonna continue doing my fade out queue. And then set the elapsed time. Set the solar system ID. Yeah, Alpha Centauri visited at. That's fine. That's a storyline related stuff. Destination reached should be correct. Maybe that'll fix it. Let's go back to my REPL. Let's try the warp again. Deactivating harvesters. Initiating warp. This is totally going to work. Camera center nil for Camera center is nil for action. Camera center. Current solar system. Home planet is nil. Nani? $game.first probe. Okay, that's correct. Oh, it's still set to Alpha Centauri. Home planet? I thought I threw an exception there. This is set to an array? Yeah, it's set to an array at this point, huh? Can you destructure like this? That'd be all kinds of fancy if you can do that. Nope. How the hell would I destructure this? I guess just do values. So I don't care about key, basically. And then I can just return V here. All right, that worked. Modules FTL. Can I move from the block? Yes. That would just be that. So we find if they're a home planet or equal if the type is a planet. And then I raise early saying that no home planet found, which means that the place doesn't have any planets at all. There we go. All right. Comms. Modules, comms. FTL warp. Deactivating the harvesters. There's the warp to Alpha Centauri. Beautiful. And I've got one planet there. And Alpha Centauri B over here. Mineral cells at capacity, build more. Nani? Probe. Wrong message. Cool. So I think that's good. That probe is really hard to find. Modules FTL warp. Choo. Activate the harvesters. What is my duration set for will warp? What works? Of course it works. Sorry, that works just like that? This? Yeah, that works. What doesn't work? Sorry, you may have been referring to something else that I missed. So FTL. Oh yeah, I want to look at will warp move. Warp moving. So I'm setting the distance and I'm clamping it. And I don't want to do that. So I've got a concept of, fuel to warp to. So this effectively takes pixels and converts it into light years. So that'll just be that. And then the duration. Yeah, it was weird that worked, huh? I'll go back and try it again. I was like, yeah, because it was just working. It's like, wait, what? How did that work? Tick warp move. Warp moving. And then I want the duration to be light years to star times 60. I think that's good. So Alpha Centauri's 4 light years away, so this should take 4 seconds. Whoa, that was too fast. What the deuce? Oh, sorry. I need to look at, instead of passing self, I extracted this function and from to. Light years 4? No. Yeah, source position. Correct. So now this should be 4 seconds, maybe, possibly. Warp. That's kind of weird. If you're already at Earth, I don't want you to have to move there. I'll fix that. Light years to star. Wrong number of arguments. 2 for 1. Oh yeah, I call it light years 4. Such a dumb name. I don't know what to call this. From 2. Yep. Okay, I'm at 4. Perfect. Going at the real 20-minute per Earth orbit and the time passed during warping. So you warp with light speed if one round trip takes 8 years. So you're at light speed, so technically you experience no time, because this is a fancy warp drive where you immediately accelerate to light speed. You experience no time whatsoever. I'm just making shit up at this point. What's going to be tricky is that if I go down the route of having like multiple probes, then your point of reference, so then you could potentially have probes that are owned by different harvesters. And then if your point of reference is the probe going at light speed, then technically the subjective time of the other probe in that area, 4 years worth of mining would have been done. I'm not looking forward to trying to reconcile that mentally. From the speedster's perspective, you can always go as fast as you want. You can always accelerate in order to cut down on perceived time taken for each destination, just from an outside view. Speedster cannot go faster than light. Of course you can. It's an FTL module, faster than light module. Of course you can. You're talking about like relativity stuff. I get it. Time slows down. Speed of light stays constant. Yep, FTL sci-fi technology. It's awesome. So I only want to do this if if they're already at the orbiting, then I just want to deactivate. Else, copy pasta. See, and here's the tricky part, right? I was like, okay, I've repeated this enough times. I should extract it into a function. And now there's this additional form that's happening. So maybe I can extract this into a function, but I don't know. I'm gun shy with refactoring. All the probes get deactivated. Yep, 4 seconds to make it there. Maybe I should make it 8. A little bit more time. Double it. That feels better. Everyone's waiting for silos. I like it. So warp is fixed. Was there anything else? I think that's all the refactoring for the lerps here. And there also. This was a fairly small change. I think that's worth keeping there. Stuff. More stuff. Oh yeah, let's go back and try that one thing out. That was strange that worked. So REPL. Current solar system dot home planet. And what did we have? We had it where... How the hell did this work? Because we did this, right? Ah. No, it threw an exception. It threw an exception. Yeah, it might have been something with me not saving. Yeah, and that works. That would have been really strange if... That would have been strange. I agree. I mean, we can look at the history. Is that what I had it set to? And then I did this. And kept it that way. I think that's where we were. So this works. I guess it never... Because I already have a home planet defined, it never hit this block over here. There we go. There's our exception. That's why it worked. Mystery solved. Now let's go back to where the hell Where was I? There we go. Undo, what's it called? Undo tree is freaking awesome for that reason. I like the symmetry though. I know I can do find and then give it the pointer. But look how everything lines up. It's so nice. Look at that. I even lined up the curly braces. You're gonna break my symmetry, man. That'd be messed up. Undo tree is so awesome. It's just great. Makes me very happy. Cool. I think that also worked. All right, we've got some kind of game here. What did I do here? Right, home planet stuff. What did I do? Sure, we'll just amend the commit. That's fine. All right, so that part's figured out. Now I need to go to the storyline would be the next thing. So I'm trying to flesh out the storyline now. And yeah, it's not a game until it has a sinister subplot about ancient aliens being awoken by your probe. So this, I'm trying to carry over the story that I had from my Metroidvania game that I scuttled. And the idea here is that as far as like the sinister subplot is, so we can kind of see it. All right, so you get the comm station, mission control. This is Sasha. Do you read? Sasha says, glad your comms are up and running. Your prime directive is to explore the universe. I know what my goddamn purpose is. Still angry about this, I see. We're sending you FTL stuff, warp drive. And then after a few minutes, while you're trying to save up for the FTL, you get a ping from Earth, and then Sasha's like, stop micromanaging me. Operator says, sorry. FTL built. FTL online, please advise. Recommendation is a shakedown cruise to Alpha Centauri. Take you 8 years to make a round trip. I'll be here when you get back. Good luck. And then the checkpoint is shakedown cruise. And then Alpha Centauri visited. This is where I'm messing up. So probe. Warp moving. Checkpoint equals, or checkpoint. Alpha Centauri visited. Okay, so then the storyline from here. Welcome back. How was your trip? Great. I see you're still alive. Very passive aggressive. Yes, I am. Time flies. I'll be turning 30 soon. Congrats. ... Do you always have to be such an asshole all the time? Next destination at Epsilon Renewal, you'll need to refine fuel for the FTL, sending blueprints. So this animosity exists between the operator and Sasha. And then the subplot of the eventual storyline is it's revealed that the operator that Sasha is talking to is also Sasha. So the operator's consciousness was put into the von Neumann probe, and you're basically talking to yourself. And while the probe is going around to different star systems, time is passing, but the operator is getting older while the older, progressing through life, progressing through whatever shit ends up going down on Earth, and while Sasha is staying in that fixed age of immaturity, whatever that might be. And so that's kind of the subplot. And then eventually the ending will be sinister in the sense that you hit one of the great filters, right? So you try to do, whatever sci-fi great filters exist out there. I'm gonna have to look up which one the humanity eventually ends up hitting, and then because of that great filter, humanity ends up dying, and your Sasha the probe is left to their own devices. So, and the great filter might be an alien race coming in. What's it called? It was in Three Body Problem. What did they call it? The Dark Forest. So maybe a Dark Forest event happens. Maybe in the attempt of creating a wormhole, they end up blowing themselves up. I don't know. I don't know which great filter is. Thanks for. I don't know which one I'm gonna do. It could be any one of those things. But yeah, so you the narrative, the specific narrative I want to focus in is this idea of talking to oneself, seeing your past self, the regrets that your past self has, the operator maturing over time, time heals, forgiving yourself, loving yourself, blah blah blah. Oh, Dark Forest was number 2. Yeah. Dark Forest number 2. Don't read there's a unofficial 4th book. Don't read it. It kind of ruined it for me. It was kind of like a fan fiction that was endorsed by the original author. I wish I didn't read it. It wasn't a terrible book. It just kind of broke the mental image I had of what's the Trisolaris aliens. It was just, I shouldn't have read it. So, fair warning, you're gonna get curious and you're gonna want to read it, but I didn't like it. So that's the general storyline. So let's see if that storyline actually works now. It wasn't terrible. I just wish that the original author did the book, right? This other author can't read the mind of the original author, so it was generally consistent, but yeah. Mixed feelings on it. Let's just say that. Modules FTL, 5,000 minerals. What the deuce? Right. I'm going to uncomment this code. Right. Modules FTL, comms warp, ping Earth. I'll be here when you get back. Good luck. Warp. Is whole planet method missing for nil class? What did I do? Solar system 111. Oh, damn it. There we go. Our exploration artifact was still there. Okay, warping to Alpha Centauri. and that should hit the checkpoint. And I'll have something where you have to actually do something here before you head back. So you head back. All your probes get reactivated. And then there should be a communication message. So if I try to move, hopefully there's a message from Earth. No message from Earth? I just finished book 5 of We Are Legion, We Are Bob. It came out like yesterday. It was really good. Solar System ID, Alpha Centauri visited. I think checkpoint goes into checkpoint history. Yep, so let me expose that. Let's check beginning comms. Alpha Centauri visited. That's there. Tick story. Let's clear our checkpoints. And do I expose current storyline? Yes. Let's clear all the storyline and checkpoints. And unlocked modules also. Build comms, engineering. There's the question about Earth. Whoa! So adding the rotation's nice, but now it's a little bit harder to find planets and stuff. $5,000 minerals for that. Let's increment. Create the FTL. All right. And Alpha Centauri visited. There's that. Here. Warp. Cool. There's the here. So now if I look at it's empty. Yeah, checkpoint sets the checkpoint. Elapsed time is 1 minute. Okay. So I have to wait a minute, huh? Okay. Oh, there it is. Right there. Cool. So the storyline does show up. I just went back too quickly. 8 seconds to head back. Reactivate all the probes. And then there should be a notification saying, yep, notification Earth is requesting contact. Head to Earth. Modules. Comm. Welcome back. How was your trip? Great. I see you're still alive. Yes, I am. Time flies. I'll be turning 30 soon. Congrats. Next destination is Epsilon Eridani. You'll need to refine fuel for the FTL. Sending blueprints. Cool. So that part works. Game.rb. They call it reached. Reached. Fuel FTL. FTL module built. Okay, so we should see fuel. No. Why not? I should just use my watch functions. Oh, module. Fantastic. There we go. Okay, so there's our fuel. So when you warp, I need to deduct fuel. And now I get into fuel stuff. So neat ideas here. What are your thoughts? How would we manufacture fuel? So 4 to get there, 4 to get back. I'll do the deductions. So one idea that I had was for fuel, you need hydrogen, right? Like a rocket, maybe? So that means you have to find water in the solar system, or maybe go to Saturn to get ice from there, Saturn's moons to get ice from there. Do I want to introduce another, just another worker, or do I want like a supply chain facet where you have to do a bunch of things to actually get the fuel to get to Epsilon Eridani? That's what I'm trying to think through. There are a couple of candidates. It could be a generic resource made out of minerals, yeah. Ooh. Antimatter and exotic matter, I'll leave that for wormhole stuff. I do like the idea of harvesting the sun. Let me Google this. Deuterium tritium star. Okay, so those are isotopes of hydrogen. Cool. I do like that idea. But I'll call it hydrogen. So you pull hydrogen, or hydrogen isotopes, I guess. So you harvest hydrogen isotopes from the sun, and those isotopes have to make it into some refinery process. What's it called? So you have crude oil, and then you've got is it just refined fuel? Yeah, I do like the fancier names, but yeah, just call it hydrogen. So I do like the idea of mining the star. So yeah, what's that building called where you take crude oil and then crude oil actually gets converted into gasoline? What's the word for that building that does that? You have to take it into a building. Hydrogen conversion building. Oh, here's a picture. I like pictures. It's a refinery, I guess. Wait, what? Yeah, it's just a refinery. So how would the refinery, like, one step and I've got fuel for a warp drive? Really? So you create something. I also want to do something with these outer planets, right? Jupiter, Saturn. What else do you need for fusion? Why would I ever go to Neptune? Earth wants something. What do you want, Earth? Oh, I only want to set the... I'll fix that storyline thing later. Brainstorming. Okay. So you get a thing. You gotta create a thing that lets you harvest hydrogen. There's also what does uranium go through? Do I want to search for how to build an A-bomb? Oh gosh. Because you've got unrefined uranium, and then that. How do you get real? Images. Enrichment factor. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of the process, right? So you mining, conversion. So what would hydrogen get converted into? The enrichment. and then the fuel fabrication. So this could be like the path. Okay, here we go. Wait. So what are some hydrogen molecules? It's like, oh, I know, hydrogen, oxygen. Now you've made water. This is the fun part of game dev. Stupid shit like this. So you've got H2O, what was it, hydrogen compounds? What are some fancy hydrogen compounds? Methane. We can make sugar. Hydrogen compounds are boring. Okay, so you need hydrogen. That's good. What can we get from the other planets? What does the conversion process look like? Regolith. Sulfur compounds, methane, ice. Yes, yes. Gasoline is carbon plus hydrogen. So where can we get... Okay, so you get hydrogen from the sun. You get, which is the what do we call it? It's the mining, and then the conversion process requires carbon for some reason because of science. Antimatter, or what's it called? There was another word that was used. Exotic matter. I want to wait for wormholes for that. So, conversion process. So you need a thing to convert hydrogen into enriched hydrogen. Maybe. Yeah, sure. And then the enrichment plant needs to be built with carbon and minerals. So that requires like 2 inputs. Or 3 inputs. Hydrogen, carbon, and then minerals. And then that gives you fuel. So that forces you to, so your I would say your reclamation process, or your hub for extracting hydrogen, has to exist on Mercury. So it's not a probe. Maybe it's a piece of infrastructure. So on Mercury, you'd create the component, whatever component it is, to where this ends up becoming your base for fuel creation. So then you pull from Mercury, which is good. And then for construction, yeah, I guess just have something that... I don't want to create another harvester, though. Why not? It's fine. We can have another harvester. So extraction happens here. And then from Jupiter and Saturn, you pull carbon. And then that carbon is used to build a refinery for enrichment of the hydrogen fuel, which is located on Mercury. Or I guess that would get built on Mercury also, huh? We'll build that on Mercury also. And from there you get fuel. And then you need fuel silos. Sure, that makes sense. So let me just quasi write this down. Right, fuel blueprints. So once you have fuel blueprints, you will get what's it called? Hydrogen harvester thingy that must be built on Mercury. Harvester that can harvest carbon. And then fuel refinery or fuel enrichment plant. Uses carbon and minerals. And then a fuel silo. And then upgrades could be fuel capacity. Yep. That's an upgrade that I can add. Sure, I think that works. What's silly and fun is the exotic matter stuff. Negative mass, super, yeah, the whole like empty space has particles and like not anti-particles, but yes, anti-mass things that come into existence and go away. And you can use that to potentially keep a wormhole open, or space is weird. Just a quick tidbit of information here. So I was trying to make the so when I was doing the whatchamacallit, this like star map here. I first started with Epsilon Eridani. This is not to scale, by the way. So I was like, okay. I was like, okay, how many AUs is Sol from Epsilon Eridani? And the answer was like 650,000. So like that distance, maybe like 30 pixels. So if this was to scale, 30 pixels times 650,000 would be how far Epsilon Eridani would be from Sol. And that freaking broke my brain. You've got all those analogies of like, oh, a marble in, Colorado, and then the sun, and then represents the sun, and then Earth would be in Florida. It's like, you can kind of conceptualize that, but now it's like, oh, yeah, you need to have 650,000 sprites side by side, and that distance is where Epsilon Eridani is. That is so far. It's insane. It's absolutely insane how far it is. So the star map is definitely not to scale. Okay, so what I'm thinking through now is that you can go through this process, but it's like it's a bunch of hurry up and wait stuff, right? It doesn't feel like there's much participation from the probe. Like the probe doesn't feel like it's doing anything. In the beginning, it kind of makes sense to do this, right? So you have modules. You can't build any of this stuff. You can't build a harvester. Fine. So then you go move. You go to an asteroid belt, and you start mining. And your probe mines very quickly. So relative to and the minerals immediately can get transported without you leaving the asteroid. So then you go and construct a harvester, but you only have one harvester, so then the probe participates again and continues to mine. So there's like some active things happening with the probe at this point in time. And the question is, but eventually it gets to the point where you do less mining. And then it's like, okay, well, that game loop was interesting. We went to another area. Maybe you scan some things there, get some additional information, come back, and then do the same thing again, but with more buildings. Yeah, and there's a facet of, I guess, managing your RAM. So balancing it out, you might have to like reclaim harvesters to allocate to those that collect carbon. And then you still need to keep collecting minerals. Your RAM requirements go up. But while all that's happening, an interesting thing that something that I do want to expand on is this idea of the communications module and being able to like scan different areas and planets and get information and air quotes like lore or what have you from each one of these specific places. That's an interesting facet that I can add. Hazards. So during the mining process, something could occur that requires the probe's intervention to take care of. Yeah, I got to think through it, but I think this might be a good stopping point. I just need I need to figure out. I like the ever increasing numbers. The idle facets of it are interesting, but I don't want this to be an idle game. I need something to push the narrative forward, but I want active participation of the probe. I recommend harvesting breakdown and needing maintenance, but it's kind of busy work. But like the idea of like SimCity, you've got like natural hazards that occur. I could introduce at this point I could potentially introduce what's it called? An antagonist. Something happens on Earth and some rogue nation ends up not creating their own probe, but creating ordnance that you have to deal with, right? So something like that. But yeah, something that you have to actively manage and defend. I just gotta think through it. I haven't played very many. I haven't played like for my own sanity or for my own productivity, I haven't played Factorio. But maybe I have to do some research and play Factorio. Such a bad idea. But I do like the supply chain aspect of things. I want to have strategic and RTS elements, but something that can be done, you know, with a few clicks. Top level decision making, right? It will be very bad for productivity. I completely agree. I was at a really rough spot with productivity when Baldur's Gate came out. I sunk 700 hours into that game. But then I was done with it. I was like, okay, I'm done. No more. No more. But that was definitely a slow period for building new stuff, and I don't want to get taken into a game. But it's research, right? I don't know. I got to think of something with respect to next storyline checkpoints. And seeing all the optimizations to the automated process you can manually do. And I do like that facet of potentially optimizing things. Upgrades can get addicting, right? Having more upgrades here, faster collection of minerals, etc., etc. Eventually, I want to be able to upgrade this to, like, when you hit your fuel limit, you upgrade this to a Titan class probe that's able to move faster, do more, etc., etc. I'm sure there's plenty of natural disasters, solar flares. How do you protect from that? Aliens is so tropey. I don't want to bring in aliens like right off the bat. It's like, oh, aliens are attacking. Now you have to defend the solar system. It's like, But maybe an earthbound, some kind of earthbound threat exists or starts coming up that you have to manage. A virus, an evil virus. Oh, maybe that. Some of your probes start fighting against you. I'll figure something out. I need to sleep on it. The universe is extremely hostile, period. I agree. But yeah, I think I need to sleep on this and figure out, just explore some mechanics. I'll start with the refinery, get that supply chain aspect going, see how that feels, and then if it's still air quotes boring, then introduce something else. Yeah, it's 3:30 for me too. I think it's about time to call it a what's it called? That's a wrap kind of thing. But I'll upload this to YouTube, and hopefully the sound is not completely garbage. So for future reference and whatnot. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate the brainstorming. Keeps me focused. Keeps things interesting. Really appreciate it. All right, y'all have a good one.